like this stuff and that stuff. And ooh, that's some really good stuff. We get the deals, you get the good stuff. Marshall's.
Hi, I'm Emily Irwin, host of Central Valley Today, KC24's daily lifestyle show. How you doing back there?
I think I'm doing good.
It's National Pretzel Day, a day to celebrate. The Good Feet store is here to help. This is an exciting day. We're throwing a party. We're throwing a pizza party. Oh, Robert.
Thank you,
Thanks
Robert.
for being here.
Good morning with Dulcolax. Good morning. Hey. Yeah. Try Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites for fast and gentle constipation relief in as little as 30 minutes, making your good morning even better with Dulcolax.
Local news that matters. This is KC24 News Sunrise.
Coming up this morning on Sunrise, community outrage over the construction of a new dispensary in Pinedale.
Plus, a warning from Valley doctors because of the scorching heat and the effect it will have on both the environment and Valley residents.
And Ohio police responding to reports of a tiny masked bandit with his head stuck in a jar of mayonnaise. KC24 Sunrise starts right now.
Raccoons, man. Raccoons. Good morning. Welcome to KC24 Sunrise. I'm Bertie Logan.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Taryn Mitchell. Thank you so much for waking up with us today.
Well, it was a very hot weekend, an excessively hot weekend. It's going to continue to be that way today. Ruben Gutierrez says, look at the forecast.
And it's going to be humid too, kind of similar to what we had yesterday. Those clouds actually helped us out. We only made it to 108, but it was just plain awful out there. Same deal for today. So we still got that excessive heat warning in effect for the entire Central Valley and the foothills until 8 o'clock tonight. Most of the Sierra is still under a heat advisory until 8 o'clock this evening. Similar situation to yesterday. Some of you have mostly clear skies this morning, but you're going to notice that cloud cover building again this afternoon. Again, it's going to help us out, so it might prevent us not making it to 107. If we had full-on sunshine, we would easily make it closer to 110. We're still above average, which is 98 for this time of year. Some valley spots in the 80s this morning. 82 this morning in Hanford, 75 in Madera, 79 in Mendota. Up in the Sierra, there is a wildfire towards Yosemite, so it's very smoky and hazy in the national park. Temperatures in the 90s today, 95 in Oakers and 81 in Shaver Lake. Of course, these temperatures awfully warm or even just plain hot for the mountain communities. Some relief, not a whole lot. Some relief on the way. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
Hi, Ruben. Thank you. Well, Valley doctors say when the temperatures go up, air pollution goes up as well. Well, that means it could affect anyone with chronic illnesses like asthma, cardiac disease, or diabetes. Well, it's better to minimize the number of times you go outside and just avoid the later parts of the day.
So it's important that people avoid being outdoors when it's the peak of the air pollution, typically between 12 to 6 p.m.
The doctor recommends showering and doing a nasal rinse as soon as you get home. Well, that's to wash off any pollutants that may worsen your allergies.
The lakes and rivers are a refreshing way to beat the heat. They are expected to be packed, but that could also become a danger zone. Most lakes around the country and around the county are open, and because of the snowmelt, they are full or nearly full. That means there's practically no beach space. Visitors are right up against freezing cold water. Add record heat to the mix, along with the possibility of people drinking, could be a recipe for disaster.
We recommend drinking 2 full glasses of water during the summertime, whether you're inside or outside. Of course, if you're outside, we encourage you to drink even more.
County authorities say since the beach space is limited, you should make sure your kids have a life jacket on at all times. And for those closed off areas, stay away. You could be putting yourself and others in danger. Fresno police are continuing the search for a suspect after a shooting in northwest Fresno. Police say the shooting happened around 4 o'clock Sunday at an apartment complex near Clinton and Weber Avenues. Investigators say when they got to the scene, they found a man in his 40s with a gunshot wound to the chest. He was rushed to the hospital but died from his injuries. Investigators are now searching for the person responsible.
We've spoke to several witnesses on scene. We have some good suspect information. However, at this time, nothing can be confirmed.
Police say they think the shooting is an isolated incident, but if you have any information, you are asked to contact police.
The Porterville Police Department says they've arrested a man accused of murder. Well, officers say 27-year-old Oscar Roscoe Zavala, seen here on your screen if you can pull that up there, is actually responsible for a shooting back on July 10th. Well, they say just before 9 that morning, officers went ahead and responded to the Palm Tree Inn on West Morton Avenue. That's after they received a report of a person suffering from a gunshot wound. Well, they say he was hit in the shoulder and eventually died at the scene. Well, Zavala was eventually arrested at a home on North F Street in Porterville with the help of the SWAT team.
Dozens of people took to the streets in North Fresno to protest the construction of a new cannabis dispensary in the Pinedale neighborhood. This little protest took place in the corner of Blackstone and Minarets on Saturday morning. Look at them out there. The planned construction site is less than 1,000 feet from Pinedale Elementary School, but county law requires the dispensary to be at least 800 feet away. Presumably, they are more than 800 feet away. Due to regulations from the city, the dispensary would be required to have an armed guard outside. Some neighbors say that should be nowhere near a school, at least these neighbors.
Well, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announcing a new initiative to crack down on the flow of fentanyl here in the United States. That move would officially declare international fentanyl trafficking as a national emergency. This would give President Biden the authority to impose strict sanctions on countries who are supplying the controlled substance. Schumer adds that the proposed legislation in the upcoming defense bill would directly address the fentanyl and opioid epidemic in the United States.
We all know of the number of deaths from fentanyl on the rapid increase. It's a cheap drug that many don't even know they're taking. It is fentanyl, and its horrible effects have swept across New York City, Long Island, and America.
Schumer plans to introduce the new initiative in the must-pass defense bill to the Senate floor.
If you are still waiting for your passport weeks or months after applying, you're not alone. The backlog is getting longer. Passport processing times now range from 10 to 13 weeks. That is up from 8 to 11 weeks back in February. Lawmakers are now asking the State Department to take action, including getting the online passport system working again. It has been shut down since earlier this year. It's not scheduled to be back online until 2024. In the meantime, some families are getting creative when it comes to finding an appointment at a passport office.
Only appointment available, she was calling from Sacramento, was in Boston. So they flew to Boston.
Wow. State Department says the backlog is partly due to the pandemic when millions of Americans let their passports expire. Officials say they are planning a series of passport fairs across the country to expedite the process.
Well, airlines might soon be allowed to hide taxes and fees on their price listings. Congressional Republicans now pushing to end an Obama-era rule that required the airlines to advertise their full prices. Well, Democrats and watchdog groups believe that without the rule, airlines could force customers to actually spend more. That's by hiding the true cost of the flights. The bill is scheduled for a House vote next week, where it is expected to pass.
6 months before the Iowa caucus, we are getting a look at the financial health of the presidential candidates.
And while the frontrunners show off their second quarter hauls, lesser-known candidates are getting a little creative in order to meet fundraising requirements for the first Republican debate happening next month.
NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Capitol Hill.
With the Iowa caucus now just 6 months away, new fundraising numbers are offering a critical look at how the candidates are performing. Second quarter fundraising totals show President Biden raking in $72 million, the first quarterly look since he announced his re-election campaign. Compare that to $35 million for former President Trump and $20 million for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Over the weekend, the former president taking aim at DeSantis.
He's dropping so quickly, he's probably not going to be in second place much longer.
Governor DeSantis looking to quiet concerns that he's not gaining enough traction, pointing to feedback from Iowa voters.
And now that I seen you, I'm for you. And so that's going to be what we're going to do over the next 6 months.
Lesser-known candidates are focused on meeting requirements to join the first Republican debate next month. Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy letting supporters who raise money for him keep a 10% commission of what they bring in. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is offering $20 gift cards in exchange for donations of $1 or more, while Miami Mayor Francis Suarez is raffling off a front row seat to donors to see soccer legend Lionel Messi's Miami debut.
I'm not going to get on the debate stage. I'm not going to have an opportunity to keep having this conversation unless I have your support in the form of that contribution.
The GOP frontrunner, former President Trump, threatening to skip the first debate, already looking ahead to taking on President Biden. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
My favorite thing in the early debates is when they're all there and you have like just the world's largest stage.
It gets intense.
Like 15 people.
And then it just,
And then, yeah, then it whittles down this, not as much fun. It's all the faces. All the faces. A few of them looking good. KC24 Sunrise Time, 5:09.
So still ahead, we're checking out how Cal OSHA is cracking down on outside work regulations.
And another round of extreme temperatures for the Central Valley. First, your 40-allergy forecast, brought by Boz Allergy. Grass, quinopods, and juniper are the top pollens. We are in the medium range through Thursday. I'll show you how much longer this stretch of heat could last as KC Sunrise continues.
There are terrific stories highlighting education across the valley.
Stories of remarkable students and teachers, innovative programs, and curriculum.
Dedicated to improving our communities.
The Fresno County Superintendent of Schools and KC24 are committed to sharing these achievements.
Through stories that focus on educational excellence in our community.
Education Matters, Mondays at 6:30 on KC24, local news that matters.
Made possible by EECU, Fresno State, and Chevron.
Trying to control my asthma felt anything but normal. Enough was enough. I talked to an asthma specialist and found out my severe asthma is driven by eosinophils, a type of asthma Nucala can help control. Now, fewer asthma attacks and less oral steroids. That's my new normal with Nucala.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma. Nucala is not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Talk to your asthma specialist to see if once-monthly Nucala may be right for you. And learn about savings at Nucala.com.
There's more to your life than asthma. Find your new normal with Nucala.
Why do we jam out to our favorite songs? For the same reason we play scratchers from the California Lottery. Because a little play can make your day.
Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables.
Playing the Soroyan Theater July 25th through 30th. Get your tickets at BroadwayandFresno.com.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen again.
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
That's for you to decide, but you should know the facts. I'm not looking to tell people what to believe or what to think. I am here to tell you two things.
Cuomo. Boy, I hesitate to say this, but I agree with Chris Cuomo.
You don't have to like the outcomes, but we have to trust the outcomes. Let's talk about all of it.
This is the most in-depth and actually thoughtful conversation on this topic I've ever had.
So what do you think? Vet it, weigh it, be a free agent.
Cuomo. Weeknights at 8, 7 Central on News Nation.
And it's fairly warm out there this morning and still kind of humid, but we do have a little bit of clearing this morning, and we're able to show you the sunrise. Take a look at our Valley Cam live picture this morning outside our studios of KC24. Looking off to the east, you can see the sunlight peeking over the mountain range this morning. 82 this morning in Fresno. Winds are fairly light. The dew point's at 64 degrees. When it's close to 60 in the Fresno area, that's where it's a little uncomfortable for us. So if you're going to go out for a run, just be prepared for that. And keep in mind, this is the coolest portion of the day. We're actually going to be right around 80 degrees through 7, 8 o'clock this morning. Extreme heat once again. We'll see a few more clouds this afternoon, and we're still under that excessive heat warning at least until 8 o'clock this evening, but the extreme heat does continue for tomorrow, and then things into the weekend heat up again. I'll show you that 7-day forecast in a few minutes. For now, we'll send things back over to you.
The extreme heat can be especially tough on outdoor workers like road crews and those in construction. Over the next few days, Cal OSHA says they are conducting targeted high heat inspections across the state to try to make sure those workers are staying safe. Cal OSHA says they will be focusing on industries with people working inside warehouses and outside during this heat wave.
We had 2 deaths last year, worker fatalities, where by the time the employer took the workers to the hospital, their body temperature was 108 degrees.
You got to adjust and make sure you take breaks and get enough water and stay hydrated.
The state adds any businesses violating safety rules will be fined. Last year, the state issued about $1.4 million in citations to employers.
Well, the suffocating heat also comes with the serious threat of catastrophic wildfires. Well, they typically thrive in these conditions. Well, this year alone, there's even more fuel for those flames, with all that vegetation from our especially wet winter now turning into hot, very dry brush.
Weekend's heat wave is something that's on all firemen's minds right now. We can have brush fires any day just because it is so hot.
Firefighters add unprecedented temps and stronger winds equates to more aggressive flames. KC24 sunrise time reading about 5:15.
Still ahead, checking on a new discovery from the James Webb Telescope in the deep, dark depths of space. Look at that, Sears 1019. Whoa.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
At United Health Centers, you will find quality care in medical, dental, optometry, chiropractic, urgent care services, and more. Visit us today for all of your healthcare needs.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
Do not attempt to eat this burger unless you like sweating, gasping, and jalapeno, habanero, and pepper jack cheese-induced hallucinations. My Rewards members set your mouth on fire with a one-time El Diablo single for $6.66 in the Carl's Jr. app.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. A custom-made, watertight fit and high-quality materials mean a beautiful tub and a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine. You can go from zero to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Now get 0% financing for 36 months on select trims. Or get a low $419 per month lease on Rogue.
Hey, let's go somewhere fun. Let's see where AAA can take us. Let's go get stuck in the sand. Let's go sleep under the stars. Let's go for dinner and a show. No kids. And let's go stay at a hotel for less. Okay, let's bring the kids. But first, let's get this fixed.
With 24/7 roadside assistance, trip planning, hotel discounts, and more, you're always ready to go. AAA, your membership to go.
Now what? You say it when it feels like you're starting too late. At Prudential, we think you should ask it when you realize it's not too late to start. Like when your new passion is now your life passion, ask, now what? Here's what. You come to Prudential and help ensure your retirement has income that lasts a lifetime. Who's your rock? Talk to an advisor and build a more secure retirement today.
Carl's Jr. is spicing up the all-day 2 for $5 deal savings. Try a new spicy little cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, cheeseburger, or French toast dips, and more. Pick any two all day, $5.
You're watching KC24, local news that matters. And our run of triple-digit heat continues, and we only have 10 days so far this summer. We're doing okay. Last year at this time, we were well over 20, but the average for the season is 38. And of course, as we look at this chart here, the record, the all-time record was just set 2 years ago at 69, and then last year we had 65 days. But so far, we can still add to these totals. We still got at least a week with this heat here, and so this could continue to October. The possibility of triple-digit heat. I'm not saying we're going to have triple-digit heat each day, but they're possible from mid-April all the way to mid-October. So we still got a ways to go, and our temperatures this morning kind of mild out there. In fact, warm in some parts of California and even the Central Valley. Fresno's in the 80s this morning. Same deal for Bakersfield at 87 degrees, 82 in Fresno, but 90s for Palm Springs, Las Vegas, and of course Phoenix. Those areas dealt with temperatures close to 115 throughout the weekend. Most of the Central Valley this morning, upper 70s, 75 in Visalia, 79 in Merced, Hanford also in the 80s. It is much warmer out there compared to this time yesterday. Of course, it was extremely hot over the weekend, so we like to build on heat, or the atmosphere does. does. So it's still absorbed by the ground. It holds onto it. And then yesterday we had cloud cover throughout the day. It made it feel more humid. And then when we keep that at night, it keeps things warmer. So that's why it's a fairly warm start this morning. Obviously, winds are calm. We don't even have that nice breeze in the evening to help us out. So we topped out at 108 in Fresno yesterday, 109 in Hanford, and 110 in Lemoore. We were close to records, but that cloud cover actually helped us out. So it could have been much hotter with complete sunshine. Quick look outside our Valley Cam powered by Eagle Mountain Casino. This one in northwest Fresno at Sunmade, Palm and Herndon. You can see the sunlight peeking over the mountain range this morning. And skies are clear in some areas. Some of you have seen some cloud cover out there, but that ridge of high pressure that's parked over us, it starts to back away in a few days. We're still going to deal with extreme heat, similar to what we had over the weekend today, maybe even into tomorrow. And there's a decent marine layer along the coastline. There's some fog and low cloud cover, but that ridge just kind of creates a wall so that cool air does not come into the valley. But as we move forward into Wednesday to Thursday, the ridge backs away just a little bit. It's still going to be hot. We're still talking about extreme heat, but it's not going to be extreme levels. And that low pressure system off of the coast of Southern California is still sending in cloud cover our way. So that's still an issue in the forecast over the next few days or so. Maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm at the highest terrain of the Sierra. And speaking of the Sierra, the Yosemite area dealing with some smoke and haze due to a wildfire in that area that was actually sparked by lightning back in June. So that's a big concern. But more sunshine in the middle of the week. It'll be our dry heat that we're used to. We'll go for 107 today. We're still above average, which is 98. Today's record 114 in 1925. Any good news out of this? We're staying away from records, at least for now. Records pretty much for the entire month of July are 110 or higher. Temperatures in the South Valley today, 109 in Lemoore, 107 in Hanford, 105 in Madera. We still have triple digits for some parts of the Sierra. And as you look at the 7-day forecast here, it's still going to be hot. We're still going to deal with heat, and it still might be extreme in some levels as we move forward into the middle part of the week and even the weekend here. But overall, these temperatures are above average here. Again, we're staying away from records from right now, but a bit of a drop in temperatures Wednesday into Thursday, and it's our normal dry heat, but extreme heat could settle in once again this weekend. For the latest on your forecast, just go to yourcentralvalley.com any time of the day. For now, we'll send it back to you.
Well, there's a massive black hole out there in space, actually discovered by the Webb telescope.
Make that supermassive, about 333,000 times larger than Earth. NASA says it's located in an extremely old galaxy, more than 13 billion years old. It's the most distant black hole ever recorded.
But not for long, as NASA says the discovery of a new black hole that's even further away could be on its way in just a few short weeks. I want to go live over there. Looks more fun.
In a black hole?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's so dense, light doesn't exist. So you would just be, turned into particles.
Sounds
You can't
cool.
live in a black hole.
But at this point in my life, it sounds kind of nice.
That's kind of sad.
Think about the shift we work. We're already in the dark. Kind of the same
No,
thing.
but nothing exists in a black hole. I'm sorry to tell you. Not even light. That's why it's a black hole. Yeah. that's why
Maybe
it's
I'll
a
just
black
stay
hole.
here on Earth, I guess.
There you go.
KC24 Sunrise Time, 5:21.
Still ahead, the American Century Championship wrapped on Sunday. A former Bulldog made quite the shot. But that doesn't matter as much as what Steph Curry did to win.
Hi, I'm Emily Irwin, host of Central Valley Today, KC24's daily lifestyle show. How you doing back there? I think I'm doing good. It's National Pretzel Day, a day to celebrate. The Good Feet store is here to help. This is an exciting day. We're throwing a party. We're throwing a pizza party. Oh, Robert.
Thank you,
Thanks
Robert.
for being here.
Oh, check out these spicy birds. Look at those little dots. Those are spice dots. Are we making boxes? A box of birds for just $5? Jack, you crazy.
I'm here for
Your annual eye exam.
because I'm having trouble reading. Exactly.
They sort of make me feel
Like I'm the most fabulous thing you've ever seen?
exactly.
I'll take them.
At Marshall's, our buyers go to great lengths to find you great deals on great quality products. It's great. Everything here is great. We get the deals, you get the good stuff. Marshall's.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through July 19th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations worldwide and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Whether you're a newbie or a gym pro, you belong in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, July 19th.
That's how we do. There's a story about President Kennedy visiting NASA and asking a janitor, "What do you do here?" And he replied, "I'm helping put a man on the moon." At Korea Health, we hold that same belief that all our employees have purpose and are necessary to achieve our mission.
Mommy, what do you do at work? I help save life, Miha.
Korea Health, more than medicine, life.
Look at those spicy birds right there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Y'all are 100% all white meat, huh? Man, that bird is getting sauced up. Just 5 big ones? Okay, I like that.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
The American Century Championship wrapped on Sunday at Lake Tahoe, and former Bulldog QB Derek Carr made a memorable shot in the final round. The New Orleans Saints quarterback finished his 3rd round with an eagle on 18. The Bulldog great wrapped up the American Century Championship tied for 20th with a total score of 39. Last year, he finished in 21st place. Meanwhile, Steph Curry is adding another to his lengthy list of accomplishments, a golf tournament champion. The Warrior star took home his first American Century Championship title on Sunday on a buzzer-beater putt. Curry scored 25 points in the final round to win the celebrity golf tournament. He finished with 75 total points. He's the 3rd active professional athlete to win the tournament.
That moment where you walk up on the green, you see the stage is set, and you know, all right, if I make this, I win a golf tournament. And people that have experienced that, like, there's no greater feeling, whether, again, it's a casual round, you know, trying to win a couple bets, whether it's, you know, a member tournament, whatever it is, or something like this. So I got to be a professional golfer for a day, and now I go back to my day job.
A handful of competitors had Valley ties at the ACC, of course, including former Bulldogs. Again, Derek Carr finished tied for 20th. His older brother David finished in 56th place with 2 points. Fireball native and Buffalo Bills QB Josh Allen tied for 37th with 22 points. And ex-Bulldog wide receiver Devontae Adams tied for 76th. Former Fresno State basketball star Orlando Robinson getting the start for the Miami Heat in Sunday's Summer League game against Portland. The ex-Bulldog has made the most of his opportunity in Vegas, averaging 25 points per game. On Sunday, he had 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. He knocked down 2 of 5 from deep and also had 3 steals. Robinson led the Heat past Portland 104-78. Former San Joaquin Memorial quarterback Alex Trujillo was part of some special teams with the Panthers, winning 2 straight section titles there and finishing as a state runner-up his senior season. As Sports Central's Scott Bemis tells us, several years later, Alec is hoping to help another Fresno team win some state hardware.
There's a familiar face taking reps at Ratcliffe Stadium this summer.
I'm 22 years old. Yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah, Alec Trujillo is competing to be Fresno City's starting quarterback this fall at a place where he played a couple games in high school.
I had 0 idea I'd ever play here again, but just an opportunity to play is a blessing.
Alec, of course, is well known to football fans here in the Valley after starring for 3 years behind center at San Joaquin Memorial. The Exeter native graduated in 2019 as one of the all-time passing leaders in the Central Section and signed with San Jose State. But his path to college stardom is still a work in progress.
Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches and just continue to keep pushing your feet.
He barely saw the field in his 2 years as a Spartan before transferring out and making a stop at Iowa Central Community College in 2021.
Just got named the starter week 2 and was doing great. Was 3 for 3 on the game, and had a touchdown pass, and everything was going well, and just ended up breaking my foot the next series that I came in and missed the rest of the season.
The following spring, Jeff Tedford, who had recruited him at Memorial, offered a preferred walk-on spot at Fresno State. Alec was appreciative of the opportunity, but was also buried on the QB depth chart on last year's Mountain West Championship squad.
And yeah, it was a crowded QB room, ton of talent, which was awesome, you know. And was able to learn a ton there, but just really didn't feel like I was getting the opportunity.
With 4 years of college experience under his belt, including 3 at the D1 level,
I know more than most people do at this level.
Alec probably has a little head start on winning the starting job at City, with hopes of ultimately winning the program's first state title in 50 years.
Really, the goal for this team is state, you know what I mean, because we have the talent to do that.
At Fresno City College, Scott Bemis for Sports Central.
And because he redshirted and went through a COVID year at San Jose State and got a medical redshirt at the JUCO in Iowa, Alex still has 3 years of college eligibility left, so a return to the Division I ranks after this season is still a strong possibility. That's going to do it for sports. KC24 News continues after this.
1 in 5 deaths of people 20 to 49 can be attributed to excessive alcohol use. Was your intention to get drunk?
I didn't plan to black out, and I did.
Next, Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 4 on KC24.
You should Angie that.
Angie what?
Angie that. It means connecting with skilled professionals for all your home projects, from repairs to renovations, so you can get the most out of your home. Get started today at Angie.com.
Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables.
Playing the Soroyan Theater July 25th through 30th. Get your tickets at BroadwayandFresno.com.
We all need something different from our home, and sometimes that's just more house. That's why Golden One helps you get more.
You're approved.
From lower rates to expert advice from people who can guide you through the process. So whether it's more space to share a meal or somewhere to entertain new friends, we'll get you into your perfect home. As a not-for-profit credit union, we make sure you get more, so you can be more.
The huge Semper Solaris Summer Solar Plus battery sale is on. For a very limited time, save up to $7,200. Declare your energy independence with Solar Plus battery storage from Semper Solaris, your local veteran-owned solar battery storage, roofing, and heating and AC installer. Solar panels on sale. Tesla Power Walls on sale. Enphase batteries on sale. Everything is on sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Jane in Temecula needs 22 panels and 2 Power Walls. She'll save $2,700 on panels, $3,000 on Tesla Powerwalls, $500 military discount, $500 downloadable coupon, saving her $6,700. John needs 15 panels and 1 Powerwall. He'll save $4,000. Add in the 30% solar federal tax credit plus 0 down, 0% interest and 0 payments till 2025. There's never been a better time to go solar than right now. Call now or visit SemperSolaris.com. This just in. For a limited time, get an additional $500 off the Tesla Powerwall.
Get local news that matters at the new YourCentralValley.com and your certified accurate forecasts every day. KC24 News is always available at YourCentralValley.com. KC24 News is brought to you in part by Tulare Outlets. Local news that matters. This is KC24 News Sunrise.
This morning on KC Sunrise, police are still searching for the suspect of a shooting in Northwest Fresno. They put a man in the hospital.
We've spoke to several witnesses on scene. We have some good suspect information.
Plus, outraged members of the Pinedale community now taking to the streets protesting the destruction of a new cannabis dispensary setting up shop less than 1,000 feet from an elementary school.
So we need to stand in the gap for our children because they don't have a voice.
And some of the most popular ways to beat the heat, like going to a lake, are becoming dangerous as cold waters rise because of snow melt, while rising temperatures cause concern for everyone's health and safety. KC24 Sunrise starts now.
All righty, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm Taryn Mitchell.
And I'm Brody Logan. Thank you for joining us. It's 5:32 a.m. on this Monday, July 17th, the Monday after a very hot weekend. Ruben Contreras has a look at another hot forecast today.
And hot and humid once again, similar to what we had yesterday. I know it's crazy, though, but the cloud cover actually helped us out. If we had that, it would have been much hotter. But one away with humidity, it was just uncomfortable. Same deal today. We're still under that excessive heat warning for the entire Central Valley until 8 o'clock this evening. And that also includes the foothills higher up in this year, up to 7,000 feet. It is a heat advisory, and some parts of the mountain communities will be be in the 90s once again for today. Fairly mild out there. Matter of fact, you can say it's warm. 79 degrees this morning in Merced, 82 in Fresno, looking for a high of 107. Not as hot as the 108 of yesterday, but we're still almost 10 degrees above average. And this is not record heat. We're actually moving a little away from records. Records are 110 or higher, but that cloud cover is going to return this afternoon. Again, it is going to help us out. If we had clear skies, we would easily be close to 109, 110, 111, but it's going to feel a little humid out there. 107 in Hanford today, where it's 82 degrees this morning. Up in the Sierra, 90s for Yosemite. There's some smoke due to a wildfire, so it's very hazy up there. Triple digits for Oakhurst, even Shaver in the upper 90s this afternoon, similar to what they had over the weekend. We've got some relief, not a whole lot from the heat, just some relief. I'll show you that 7-day forecast in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Ruben, thank you for that. Well, in the South Valley, the Transit Center, this is on East Oak Avenue in Visalia, well, that's serving as a cooling center. It opened up officially today and will stay open through Wednesday from 10 till 10 each day.
And Fresno County is extending the hours of several library locations so you can beat the heat. The locations are listed right there on your screen. They will be staying open until 8 each night for the rest of the month.
Well, the lakes and rivers are just a refreshing way for many of us to beat all that heat, but they are expected to be packed, but that could also become a danger zone. Most lakes around the county are open to you, and because of the massive snowmelt, they are full or nearly full. Well, that means there's practically no beach space, and visitors are right up against the freezing cold water. Along with that, add some record heat to the mix, along with the possibility of people drinking. Could just be a recipe for disaster.
We recommend drinking 2 full glasses of water during the summertime, whether you're inside or outside. Of course, if you're outside, we encourage you to drink even more.
Authorities say since the beach space is limited, you should make sure your kids have a life jacket on at all times. Now, as for those closed off areas, stay away or you could be putting yourself and others in danger.
Valley doctors say when the temperature goes up, air pollution goes up with it. It could affect anyone with chronic illnesses like asthma, cardiac disease, or diabetes. It's better to minimize the number of times you go outside and avoid later parts of the day.
It's important that people avoid being outdoors when it's the peak of the air pollution, typically between 12 to 6 p.m.
The doctor recommends showering and doing a nasal rinse as soon as you get home to wash off any pollutants that may worsen your allergies. The search continues for a suspect after a shooting in northwest Fresno. Police say the shooting happened around 4 o'clock Sunday at an apartment complex near Clinton and Weber Avenues. Investigators say when they got to the scene, they found a man in his 40s with a gunshot wound to the chest. He was rushed to the hospital, died from his injuries. Investigators are now searching for the person responsible.
We've spoke to several witnesses on scene. We have some good suspect information. However, at this time, nothing can be confirmed.
Police say they think the shooting is an isolated incident, but if you have any information, maybe saw anything related to this, contact police.
Dinuba police are investigating after gunshots broke out at a party late Saturday evening. It all happened on the 2000 block of Nebraska Avenue around 11 p.m. Officials say when they got to the home to break up what they call a very large party, while people were leaving, some shots were heard in that area. Well, deputies say they found casings in the road in front of the house, and one person was found with a gunshot wound and rushed to the hospital. Now, we're told they are expected to be okay, and officials say if you know anything that can help in this case, you are asked to call the Tulare County Sheriff's Office.
The Porterville Police Department says they have arrested a man accused of murder. Officers say 27-year-old Oscar Orozco Zavala, seen here on your screen, is responsible for a shooting on July 10th. They say just before 9 that morning, officers responded to the Palm Tree Inn on West Morton Avenue after getting a report of a person suffering from a gunshot wound. Officers say he was hit in the shoulder and eventually died at the scene. Zavala was eventually arrested at a home on North F Street in Porterville with the help of a SWAT team.
Well, just dozens of people in North Fresno took to the streets. That was to protest the construction of a new cannabis dispensary in a Pinedale neighborhood. Well, that protest taking place on the corner of Blackstone and Minarets Saturday morning. The planned construction site is less than 1,000 feet from Pinedale Elementary School. The county law requires a dispensary to be at least 800 feet away. But due to some regulations from the city, the dispensary would be required to have an armed guard outside, which neighbors are saying should be nowhere near a school.
KC 24 Sunrise Time 537.
Still ahead, we're checking out a program designed for helping Fresno State students get better at handling their own finances.
And we've got another round of extreme heat for the Central Valley. We'll talk about all this when we come back.
Tune into the third annual From Our House to Yours telethon benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Central Valley on July 19th right here on KC24. Your donations will make a difference in the lives of families who have a child receiving life-saving treatment at a nearby hospital.
I'm very grateful to have somewhere to stay at the end of the day.
Throughout the day, we will share family stories of impact about how important it is to support families during their greatest time of need. Text Ronald to 56512 to give a gift to families at the Ronald McDonald House today.
Find your comfort footwear at Roxanne's Birkenstock, the Valley's largest Birkenstock retailer. We also have brands like Crocs and Dansko for the whole family. 40 years of exceptional customer service. Shop locally owned, Roxanne's Birkenstock.
Now through July 31st, get a rate as low as 4.89% APR on new car and truck loans. Or refinance your higher rate loan from another lender. Apply online today at myeecu.org.
Your cancer story is about more than diagnosis, treatment, and medication. At California Cancer Associates for Research and Excellence, our board-certified team makes sure that every visit is filled with compassion as well as expert care. Our state-of-the-art facilities provide the treatment. Our staff gives you vital support along your journey. Your cancer story is about more. Our story is about care beyond treatment, focused on outcomes. Contact us today. Seek care. Caring physicians, caring for people.
At Marshall's, our buyers hustle every day to get you great deals on all the good stuff. Like this stuff, and that stuff. And ooh, that's some really good stuff. We get the deals, you get the good stuff. Marshall's.
We like to be surprised.
For everyone's safety, we've had to remove the audience.
Oh, what about us?
Have a good flight.
What does that mean?
Tonight, it's Hot Wheels Mania with WWE superstar Big E. Feel the power! It's a supercharged SmackDown. Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge, tonight on NBC.
And it's fairly warm out there this morning. Still kind of humid out there. We've got some clouds, and it's making for a very impressive sunrise this morning. Let's take it to the South Valley to show you a live picture from our Valley Cam at Eagle Mountain Casino in Porterville. You can see the cloud cover off in the distance this morning as the sunlight starts to peek over the mountain range of Tulare County. 75 degrees in Porterville this morning. Winds are fairly calm, and the dew point's at 57 degrees. It's a little muggy out there for our standards. Other parts of the valley in the 80s this morning. If you need to take care of stuff outside, do that as early as possible. By 9 o'clock this morning, getting very close to the 90-degree mark, then very close to the triple digits in the afternoon at lunchtime here. So if you must work in the yard or just put it off for a few days if you can, we're still going to have extreme heat today and tomorrow, but that excessive heat warning is set to expire at 8 o'clock this evening into the weekend. That extreme heat, well, it comes back. We'll show you that 70 forecast in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
This weekend, Fresno State students got a chance to learn more about juggling income and expenses at their Summer Bridge Academy program. The Golden One Credit Union hosted the Financial Wellness Challenge event. It focused on supporting the transition of first-time freshmen to the university. 150 incoming freshmen received mock incentives with certain professions and lifestyles. They then worked on with Golden One staff, sold them healthcare, housing, food, and other necessities. Organizers say the workshop gives students hands-on experience to try to juggle income and expenses that they can utilize after college.
Beauty professionals from around the valley shared some of their tips and tricks at the first annual Cultivate Beauty Conference over in Clovis. Some nail technicians, hairstylists, and other vendors shared their inside beauty secrets. Organizers say there was a Q&A panel with experts ready to share their experiences and give some advice. Well, there were a total of 40 vendor booths with service demos, products, and even businesses with job opportunities. Well, they say stylists were available of all skin levels and experiences.
This brings awareness to our industry, our local industry. We have vendors and educators coming from all over California and even in from Las Vegas. So it really helps us show that we're here, we're growing, we have a lot to offer.
Organizers say they look forward to bringing the latest beauty tips for years to come.
Valley Youth Football held their first barbecue cookout fundraiser to raise money for the program. There was a pretty great turnout. The program hosts 140 Fowler families for football and cheer. They had everything from classic cars, motorcycles, to vendors doing barbecue, even a competition for the ribs and tri-tip, but for $4,000 in cash prizes. Organizers say it's a way for them to support the city and youth sports.
This is something that Fowler actually is thinking of doing for the future, so we're kind of just breaking the ice when it comes to the barbecue cook-off, introducing the town to this, and again, it's a fundraiser for our program, but for the town, definitely something that, you know, I'm sure that they're going to want to venture in the future.
All the money raised at the cookout goes to the Red Cats Fowler Youth Football League.
Well, a lot of money at stake at the Tier 1 Billiard Tournament. Well, that tournament was held at the Classic Billiards in Fresno. The owner says that they hold an invitational tournament every year for its pool members. 7 players got the chance to battle it out for just over $1,200. They say it's about building the community of pool players and being an effective role model in the community through giving back.
We do a lot of mental health in the sense of, you know, socialization. It's good to get out. It's a safe, fun, inexpensive thing to do, and everybody has the ability to do it, from young to very old.
He says they have a weekly league, and there's also the largest league in the country. You know, I played pool there. It's a good time.
I was about to ask, how are you? How is your
I feel
pool
like
game?
I'm okay.
You feel like?
It depends on the day.
You're okay.
Yeah, sometimes like later in the evening I get a little better, depending on, you know.
If you have a couple, like a drink or something, and
Maybe,
that makes you a little more confident in your game?
Maybe.
Okay, good.
How about you?
I use the bridge every time.
What's the
every
bridge?
shot. The bridge is the little thing that has where you put the pool cue in
Oh,
there.
yeah, it connects, yeah.
I use it for every single shot.
Isn't that cheating?
Nope, I use it for every shot.
Okay.
I'm not in professional tournaments, so it's okay.
I'll have to play.
I bring my
against
own. Some people bring their own pool cue. I bring my own bridge.
you. You're
every
that
time.
guy. You bring your own.
That's not a guy. It's
Okay.
just me. Yep, the only one.
I'll beat you. KC24 Sunrise time 5:45. He
Wow.
brings his own bridge.
Talking trash over here. Still ahead, we're checking out why LeBron James fans and Lakers fans everywhere might need to get some new jerseys.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine. You can go from 0 to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Now get 0% financing for 36 months on select trims. Or get a low $419 per month lease on Rogue.
Trying to control my asthma felt anything but normal. Enough was enough. I talked to an asthma specialist and found out my severe asthma is driven by eosinophils, a type of asthma Nucala can help control. Now, fewer asthma attacks and less oral steroids. That's my new normal with Nucala. Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma. Nucala is not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Talk to your asthma specialist to see if once-monthly Nucala may be right for you. And learn about savings at Nucala.com. There's more to your life than asthma. Find your new normal with Nucala.
There are terrific stories highlighting education across the valley.
Stories of remarkable students and teachers, innovative programs, and curriculum.
Dedicated to improving our communities.
The Fresno County Superintendent of Schools and KC24 are committed to sharing these achievements.
Through stories that focus on educational excellence in our community.
Education Matters, Mondays at 6:30 on KC24, local news that matters.
Made possible by EECU, Fresno State, and Chevron.
Water. All of life depends on it. Hotter, drier weather is now our reality. So, for the love of water, let's use it wisely. For the love of water, California, let's make conservation a way of life. Find ways to conserve at SaveOurWater.com.
24 for 24 Friday nights at Island Water Park, sponsored by KC24.
Our run of triple-digit heat continues, and it's going to be extreme again this afternoon. So far this year, Fresno, up until yesterday, 10 days of triple-digit heat. That's really not that bad when you think about the last couple of years. At this point, we had 20 days or higher. So we're doing okay. Let's hope for average this year, which is 38, but we still got a ways to go. Remember, triple-digit temperatures are possible from mid-April all the way through mid-October, and we're in the hottest months right now, July and August, and usually we see a spike in those conditions. So we still got a ways to go, and this will definitely be adding to our tally over the next few days. As for our temperatures this morning, it is fairly warm out there. We're in the 80s for some parts of the valley. Matter of fact, Fresno at 82 degrees. Same deal for Hanford, 75 in Visalia and 79 in Merced this morning. And compared to 24 hours ago, it is warmer in some valley spots. Obviously, it was hot over the weekend. So when things heat up, the atmosphere, the ground, I should say, holds on to that heat. And then we had the cloud cover come in on Sunday. We kept that around for most of the night, and that keeps us warmer late at night, early on in the morning. So that's why it's fairly warm this morning, especially compared to yesterday morning. Obviously, the winds are calm. We don't have that nice breeze to help us out. Made it to 108 from Fresno yesterday. That's the third time this season we've been at 108 degrees, and that's been our highest temperature so far this season. But made it to 110 in Lemoore and 109 in Hanford. And obviously these temperatures are above average, which is 98. And we're staying away from records for now. Those are 110 or higher. Take you outside to our Valley Cam, powered by Eagle Mountain Casino. This one in Visalia. Kauai Health looking off to the east this morning. The clouds making for a beautiful sunrise this morning as we look over to the east in parts of downtown Visalia, looking at the Tulare County Mountains as we head up the 198 to Lake Kauai. Nice start to the day, at least with this picture. It's warm and humid out there, though. And this is a picture from our friends at Sequoia Parks Conservancy. High pressure is still over us. It remains in control of our weather pattern. The only change is as we move forward into the middle part of the week, it is going to break away from California just a little bit. So that's going to allow for our temperatures to drop off. It's still going to be hot. We're still talking about triple-digit heat, but it's not going to be the extreme heat we've had to be dealing with for the last few days. And then we still got this low off of Southern California sending in cloud cover our way. That sent the cloud cover to the valley yesterday. Same deal today. So as we move forward to the afternoon, you'll notice that cloud cover. Obviously, you're going to notice the temperatures and the humid conditions out there. These clouds might produce an isolated shower storm, mainly on the backside of the Sierra, but other than that, really not expecting any precipitation from these clouds. And then skies are going to be clear by the middle part of the week, and then we get our normal, typical dry summertime heat back in Central California. Temperatures today close to 105 degrees or a little bit higher than that in the valley. Even the photo community is still dealing with some triple-digit temperatures. And then we have temperatures in the 90s for Shaver Lake. Shaver made it to 99 degrees yesterday. Just very hot for our local lakes out there. Getting the pups out, take care of that in the morning while it's comfortable for you. It's comfortable for them. Remember, if they're hot, it's hot for you. So you just need to take it easy out there. So if you must walk them, take care of that in the morning. We're going to deal with triple-digit temperatures this afternoon. Remember, the surface is much hotter. This is our good friend Biscotti, I should say. It's just hot out there. I can't talk this morning. Thank you to Jill for sending me this picture on my Facebook page. He's got the right idea. Find a friend with a pool and stay cool as best way you can. As always, we need pictures of your pup. Go to Ruben KC24 on social media. 7-day forecast shows the heat continues, but it's our normal dry heat by the time we get into the middle part of the week. And it's just going to be hot, and it might be extreme again this weekend, similar to what we had last weekend. YourCentralValley.com has your forecast available any time of the day. For now, we'll send it back to you.
The director behind the Titanic is putting, quote, offensive rumors, end quote, to bed following the Ocean Gate sub tragedy. James Cameron took to Twitter to say he rarely responds to these type of rumors, but he is not in talks about doing an Ocean Gate film. Says he never will be. The response comes after reports claim the filmmaker was approached to direct a series about the doomed submersible. The 68-year-old director has visited the Titanic 30 times.
Well, for the first time in nearly 63 years, Hollywood actors and writers are on the picket lines. Once again, they're together as a sign of unity against major studios. Union members striking, saying that enough is enough. They're demanding residual pay for their films and shows on streaming services, and are now asking for safeguards around the use of artificial intelligence. Well, they say without safeguards in place, their artistry and income is in jeopardy. The strike essentially brings all Hollywood production to a halt.
His fate is written. Shall we write yours too?
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
Well, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 opened on the top this week at the box office. The high-flying spy thriller brought in $80 million domestically over a 5-day opening weekend. Well, internationally, Mission Impossible sold an impressive $235 million in 70 foreign markets, making it actually the biggest installment of the franchise so far.
Elon Musk says ad revenue on Twitter has dropped off 50%, and the company is carrying a heavy debt load. The financial status contrasts with April's accounting by Musk when he said Twitter was roughly breaking even under his new ownership. The report also says only 43% of Twitter's top 1,000 advertisers were still using Twitter to advertise as of April. LeBron James changing his uniform number again, going from 6 back to 23 out of respect for NBA legend Bill Russell. Last summer, Russell died, and the NBA retired number 6 all across the league. But current players wearing number 6, like James, were grandfathered in. They were able to keep their numbers. James has worn number 23 for 14 of his 20 NBA seasons.
Well, basketball fans may soon have a new way to experience their favorite teams in action. The NBA is reportedly now working on a plan to collaborate with Apple and its Vision Pro headsets, which are expected to launch in 2024 for about $3,500. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said that several tech and media companies have expressed interest about premium live sports.
Microsoft has reached a deal with Sony to continue making the Call of Duty video games available on Sony's PlayStation consoles. The tech giant is in the process of closing its $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That is the company behind the popular video game franchise. The deal may help resolve Sony's complaint about the merger. Specifically that Microsoft, which is the 3rd largest video game publisher in the world, threatens competition. Microsoft has already signed multi-year licensing agreements with other competitors, including Nintendo. KC24 Sunrise Time, 5:54.
And still ahead, we're checking out a popular summer item from an iconic beer brand making a huge comeback.
This is popular.
The accused serial killer under arrest. What we've learned about the architect named in the notorious Lost Girls serial killer investigation. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Inside Edition tonight at 7 on KC24.
United Health Center's newest location in Hanford is now open on Mall Drive. We welcome you to become our new patient. Our Hanford Health Center is ready to provide the quality health care you and your family deserve. Call us at 1-800-492-4227. 1-800-492-4227 to book your medical or dental appointment today. United Health Centers. Wellness for a lifetime.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. This summer, get 3.9% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a 2023 Ford F-150 XLT truck, only at your California Ford dealer.
This summer at the Tachi Palace is gonna be hot in our Summer of Cash series, where we're giving away over $1.5 million in cold hard cash and prizes. For the month of July, we'll draw 15 winners every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then, a grand prize drawing July 29th, where someone will drive off with 2 2023 Polaris Racers. It's the $1 Million Summer, only at the Tachi Palace Casino Resort. This is 40.
Insurance companies love using jingles to sell your policies, but not A, that's AAA.
So you've written a jingle about how we don't do jingles.
Outsmart jingles and choose coverage confidence from AAA.
Fixing garage doors is all I do here at Precision. It may look bad, but most garage doors can be repaired. Our main goal is to fix the garage door, not to tell you that you need a new garage door. Precision's here to help.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
And it's warm, it's humid out there, and it's going to be extremely hot once again this afternoon. Take you outside first to show you the sunrise happening right now from our Valley Cam outside our KC24 studios. You can see the sunlight starting to peek over the mountain range of Fresno County this morning. 82 degrees in Fresno. Keep in mind, this is the coolest portion of the day, and it certainly does not feel like it. Winds are calm. The dew point in Fresno is 65 degrees. Usually it's high in the morning, but it's been consistent with that in the afternoon. When it's in the 60s, that's where it's uncomfortable for our standards in Central California. Extreme heat today and tomorrow. tomorrow, we're going to see a little bit more sunshine as we move forward into the middle part of the week. Actually, a drop in temperatures, not a whole lot, but it's our normal dry heat. We're going to see those clouds rebuild in the afternoon, and by lunchtime, close to 100. We're going for 107 in Fresno. Not as bad as the 108 of yesterday, and we're still above average, which is 98 for this time of year. We'll show you that 7-day forecast into the weekend in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
The month of June may have been the hottest for us on record.
A report by the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration says the average temperature across the globe was 66.79 degrees. That's nearly 2 degrees above the 20th century average.
Wow, it's hot. Well, this comes as July sees record-breaking temperatures as well. Well, researchers claim that climate change combined with El Nino could make 2023 the hottest year on record. It's hot in here today in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's hot here. It was even a bit humid this weekend. In Phoenix, they're on track to break a record.
That's
18 straight days over 110 degrees. But it's not just in the States, across the globe. The Acropolis in Athens had to be closed for 4 days because it was just too hot there. They were worried about the way people would react. Multiple places in Italy having a heat wave. So you can't even escape it
really
just by leaving the United States.
And it's like those little things of advice like Ruben gives us. Stay hydrated, you know, try to get your errands done earlier in the day. I try to do that and it helps.
Or just stay home.
No, just stay home.
Stay home.
Run the AC bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this summer it's time to bring these same iconic tastes back to your grills.
Miller Lite's Beer Coal is back after selling out in less than a day when it debuted last summer. This time they have partnered with Kingsford to make the only charcoal infused with beer ingredients for their iconic Miller Lite flavor.
Well, you can enjoy the celebration of both beer and barbecue with beer coal by your side to make it just a little tastier. Simply pour a light grill and enjoy the great taste of summer from cans to plates.
They actually start with actual Miller Lite that's then reduced down to a concentrate, then used to coat the charcoal. It is intended for people over the age of 21, but I feel like the alcohol would burn off.
That's what I was thinking too with this. Would you really be able to taste anything?
I like, you know, someone with a son named Cole could be using beer coal and then say, Cole, beer, to bring him a beer. It works both ways.
Cold beer?
Yeah, oh, a cold beer.
Ooh, cold beer. That sounds good right now. KC24 Sunrise Time, 6 a.m. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
KC24 News is brought to you in part by Nissan.
So you're fed up with that one cable news network you knew and loved, and more importantly, trusted. Did you know there's another choice out there you can trust? News Nation has a trust rating higher than CNN, Fox, and MSNBC. And you can only be the most trusted name in news with the most trusted names in news. See why America's fastest growing cable news network is News Nation. To find News Nation on your TV, go to joinnn.com.
Join the CHP family as a commercial vehicle inspection specialist and help protect our community's roadways today and in the future. Ready to apply? Scan the code or visit join the